Women naturally come back to men who truly understand three key things, and ironically, those same men are the ones who can leave these women without any regret or second thoughts. When a woman feels attraction for you and you feel the same toward her, there is a psychological dynamic quietly running beneath the surface, a subconscious game that she doesn't consciously plan but instinctively applies. Most men falsely believe that women return to those who apply no contact or disappear tactics. But that's only half the story. In truth, women come back to men who practice no contact, but only for themselves. She may not realize this game is in motion, but the way you carry yourself triggers her hidden nature to respond or withdraw accordingly. The first and most important truth is this: a man who restrains himself from apologizing too easily holds a powerful advantage. Women often hint at breakups or stir conflict to provoke an apology, hoping to see if you'll give in, hoping to discover your emotional weaknesses. When a man quickly apologizes, even for things he didn't do or faults she exaggerated, it signals to her that his emotions are under her control, that her opinion weighs more than his own self-respect. Women innately recognize that any man who changes his behavior just to soothe her feelings, even when the fault isn't his, lacks control over himself. Apologizing becomes, in her mind, a sweet weakness, a confirmation that you worry too much about how she perceives you and are willing to bend to make her comfortable. For example, if you're late for a dinner date and apologize immediately, it confirms you're qualifying yourself to her, placing her above your own value. But when she's late, you should expect her to take accountability and apologize to you. This might sound toxic or unfair to some, but the real point is that your apology and your time are not cheap commodities. By holding back your apology, you make it clear that you do not give these things away easily. Instead of saying, "Sorry I'm late," try saying, "I understand you're upset and I appreciate your patience." This phrase acknowledges her feelings but preserves your strength and frame. It lets her know your time is valuable, and you won't simply hand over your emotional power because she expects it. After spending time with you, she will silently observe everything: how you speak, how you respond, your body language, your tone, and your eye contact. She won't analyze you consciously. This is subconscious. She's gathering clues about your value, your confidence, and your boundaries. She's not preparing a script to test you. Instead, she's naturally tuning in to the authentic signals you send. If you freely give your time, your apologies, your emotions, she sees weakness. If you maintain calm, stay grounded, and hold your frame, your value in her eyes rises dramatically. The second crucial truth is about emotional detachment, particularly avoiding anxious attachment. After a breakup, many men dive into no contact, hoping their absence will make her realize what she lost and bring her back. But the truth is that no contact should never be a tool to win her back. It should be a period of self-restoration and clarity. Women can sense desperate or anxious attachment from a mile away. They know if you're clinging, begging, or needy. That vulnerability makes you predictable and easily manipulated. Men who master themselves and don't act from anxiety are the ones women end up coming back to, because these men respect themselves enough to step away, heal, and reclaim their peace. During no contact, it's essential to block her completely. No calls, no texts, no social media stalking. This isn't to punish her, but to protect yourself and rebuild your self-attachment. You're learning to depend on yourself for love and validation instead of expecting it from her. Women who move on quickly after a breakup, dating other men and acting as if they haven't moved on, are trying to survive emotionally. They use this process to avoid real attachment because they fear losing control. The silent strength of no anxious attachment creates space for her subconscious to notice your value. Your absence, your lack of reaction, your calmness become louder than any words. She begins to compare those other men to the grounded, self-respecting man who walked away with dignity. That comparison often draws her back, not because she is perfect or faithful, but because your emotional independence is magnetic and rare. Thirdly, women come back to men who have low expectations, not because these men settle for less, but because they refuse to let a woman's actions dictate their happiness. Imagine you plan to meet a woman, but she's late, doesn't call, or seems disinterested. If you wait anxiously, cancel your plans, or get upset, you're handing over control of your emotional state to her. But if you keep your life moving, if you say to yourself, "She's late? That's fine. I'm going to keep living, working, and enjoying my time," then you're demonstrating a vital principle. Your time is yours. Let me give you an example from real life. Say you're waiting for a technician to fix something at home. He says he'll be there in 10 minutes. But you wait 30 or 60 minutes with no sign of him. You could get frustrated, cancel everything, or sit there waiting anxiously. But if you decide to keep working, keep filming, or keep living your day, with or without him, you take back your power. When he finally arrives, fine. If he doesn't, it's no longer your problem. This mindset applies directly to women. If she takes too long to show up or doesn't respond, you don't sit around waiting or stressing. You keep building your life. You don't pause your happiness for her moods or actions. When she sees that you aren't controlled by her, she gets curious. She wonders why you don't react like other men. That curiosity pulls her in. She may even become obsessed with understanding why you're different, because you've built a life that doesn't revolve around her approval. When you combine these three truths, holding back your apology, detaching emotionally without anxious need, and living your life without over-expecting, you create an unbreakable frame. Women come back to men who have this frame, not because they're perfect or flawless, but because they are self-aware, emotionally disciplined, and unapologetically themselves. They don't chase or beg for love. They don't let emotional chaos pull them off course. They don't give away their power for the sake of a relationship. And that rare combination of strength and calmness is what draws women back time and time again. So if you want to be the man women return to, the man who can both attract and walk away without regret, start by mastering these truths. Hold your apologies like currency, not free giveaways. Detach to protect your peace and restore your self-worth. Live with low expectations so your happiness is never dictated by her actions. This is not about being cold or unkind. It's about being wise and grounded. It's about understanding the hidden game women play and playing it better by staying true to yourself. If you want to grow into that man, start today. Protect your time. Protect your emotions. And never settle for less than the respect you deserve. If you found this valuable, hit like, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more insights that help you master your mindset and relationships. Remember, real power is built on self-respect, not chasing. Stay strong, stay focused,